Players that have helped to bring a second national championship to Bellingham and have continued the high standards of both the program in the classroom and in competition. As we parade our seniors out to the pitch with their families, please give them a warm welcome to Harrington Field on Senior Day 2024. Our first senior is joined by her parents Misty and John, sisters Riley and Ella, and her Aunt Tina, Uncle Charlie, Grandma and Grandpa. She is a 5-year letter winner for the Vikings, appearing in 4 games. She was a member of the 2022 National Championship team. She is a 3-time academic all-conference selection and will graduate this fall with a Bachelor of Science in Anthropology with an archaeology concentration and a geology minor. Please welcome from Snohomish, Washington, a 5'6" goalkeeper, number 7, Grace Wales. Joined by her parents, Wycus and Michelle. She is a 1-year letter winner that has played in 13 games for the Vikings, this year after transferring from College of St. Rose and Peninsula College. She will graduate spring 2026 with a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology Exercise Science after earning her MBA from College of St. Rose. Please welcome from Port Angeles, Washington, a 5'7" forward, number 20, Kirsten McGuffey.
Cold-blooded killer if you ask. But every night he needs me to land himself a red 3-corner pocket at 12 a.m.
Our next senior is joined by her parents Mary and Tommy and her dog Ollie. She is a 1-year letter winner that has played in 14 games for the Vikings after transferring from Kansas State and Texas A&M Commerce. She will graduate this spring with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Marketing. So please welcome from Colbert, Washington, a 5'9" midfielder, number 16, Lydia Myers. Lydia would like to thank her teammates for welcoming me in a short amount of time while supporting me and pushing me to be the best version of myself every day. You are all the reason I love soccer again and gave me a new perspective in life, knowing that everything happens for a reason. Thank you to the entire coaching staff for not only taking a chance on me and giving me a true home, but believing in me every day and giving me the confidence to succeed on the field and in life. Our next senior is joined by her parents Ron and Francine. She is a 4-year letter winner for the Vikings, appearing in 27 games after transferring from Long Beach State. She was a member of the 2022 National Championship team, and she will graduate this fall with a degree in product design and multicultural communication. Please welcome from Folsom, California, a 5'10" goalkeeper, number 0, Abigail Trengo. Joined by her dad Paul, sister Mia, boyfriend Briar. She is a 3-year letter winner that has played in 36 games for the Vikings after transferring from Highline Community College. She was a member of the 2022 National Championship team, and she is a 2-time member of the academic all-conference team. She will graduate this fall with a Bachelor of Arts degree in communication. Please welcome from Newcastle, Washington, a 5'2" forward, number 18, Micah Carr. Micah would like to give special thanks to the coaches, teammates, family, and friends for always supporting me throughout my time here. Super happy to have had all the opportunity to learn and grow as a person and player here. Ashley would like to thank the whole coaching staff for all their support and hard work. I would like to thank this team and all the girls I have met throughout my years here, as each one has created memories for me that will last a lifetime. Our next senior is joined by her parents, Diana and Michael, and her brother Sawyer. She is a 4-year letter winner that has played in 67 games for the Vikings. She was a member of the 2022 National Championship team and is the 2024 team captain. She is a 2-time academic all-conference selection and will graduate this winter with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Marketing with a Communications minor. Please welcome from Puyallup, Washington, a 5'7" defender, number 14, Hallie Noel. Hallie is so grateful to have played this sport with some of my best friends for the last 4 years. This program has given me so many great experiences and memories. A big thank you to my coaches, all my teammates, and family for making this sport so special.
Chains all on your soul and blue whips up on your back. They be lying through they teeth. They be slipping off your back.
Our final senior is joined by her parents, Dave and Erin, her sister Elise, and her boyfriend, Elliot. She is a 4-year letter winner that has played in 77 games for the Vikings. She was a member of the 2022 National Championship team and scored both goals in the national semifinal victory over Columbus State. She is a 3-time academic all-conference selection and will graduate this fall with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Business and Sustainability with a minor in Communication Studies and Business Administration. Welcome to the field from Portland, Oregon, a 5'9" forward, number 17, Sophie Bearden-Croft. Sophie wants to thank her parents, friends, family, teammates, teachers, and coaches for all the support Cannell, and his assistant coaches Jamie Arthurs, Johan Lodzoner, and Alex McBeth. First for the Vikings, at defender, a junior co-captain from Westland, Oregon, number 2, Asia Harden. In the midfield, a junior from Shoreline, number 4, Morgan Matalili. At forward, a sophomore from Portland, Oregon, number 7, Jane Hamira. In the midfield, a sophomore from Sammamish, number 8, Mia Kerr. The junior midfielder from Pasco, number 10, Claire Potter. A sophomore defender from Woodinville, number 21, Olivia Connell. The freshman forward from Ferndale, number 23, Emily Holdridge. And the senior defender, a co-captain from Puyallup, number 14, Hallie Noel. The senior in the midfield from Colbert, number 16, Lydia Meyer. The senior at forward from Port Angeles, number 20, Kirsten McGuffey. The senior from Folsom, California, number 0, Abigail Trengo. And the seniors non-starters, number 18, Micah Carr. Number 17, Sophie Bearden-Croft. Number 6, Ashleen Wynn. And number 27, Grace Whale. And your starting Vikings. We would like to begin by acknowledging that we gathered today on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples who lived in the Salish Sea Basin, throughout the San Juan Islands and the North Cascades watershed from time immemorial. Please join us in expressing our deepest respect and gratitude for our indigenous neighbors, the Lummi Nation and Nooksack Tribe, for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. Now, fans, would you please rise if able and turn your attention to the flag to the right of the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem.
And welcome to Harrington Field Senior Day 2024 for Western Washington women's soccer as they take on in-state rivals Central Washington University in a clash between the top of the GNAC table and the bottom of the GNAC table. Western Washington coming into this match 7-0-2 in GNAC play, atop the conference with 23 total points. They have won 5 games on the bounce. They are undefeated in their last 9, receiving votes in the nation. Central Washington, the visitors, coming in 0-6-3 in GNAC play, yet to pick up their first GNAC victory. Only win of the year was their first game of 2024, a 1-0 win against Cal State Monterey Bay. They're going to try to snap that bad streak they've had throughout this season and cause an upset here at Harrington Field on Senior Day against these red-hot Vikings. Big senior class being honored today, pre-game at Harrington Field. Seniors Grace Wales, Kirsten McGuffey, Ashley Wynn, Sophie Beardencroft, Abigail Trengove, Lydia Myers, Micah Carr, and Hallie Noel all playing in what could be their last game at Harrington Field. Vikings, of course, going to attempt to make that not the case, make a postseason run, host some NCAA tournament games. But as it stands right now, this would be these players' last appearance here in the fortress that is Harrington. Western Washington on Thursday picked up a victory against Northwest Nazarene 2-0, a shutout victory, their second consecutive shutout after shutting out Simon Fraser, a team receiving votes in the nation last week. Central Washington, on the other hand, they're coming off a loss at Simon Fraser, 3-1 up in Burnaby. Before that, 0-1 loss against Northwest Nazarene, and a couple of 0-0 draws before that for Central Washington. This has been tough sledding in 2024. It's going to be an uphill battle today for the Wildcats. This is a Central Washington team that is only averaging 7 shots per game and giving up 23 shots per game. Vikings, on the other hand, one of the best defenses in the nation. They lead the GNAC in shutouts. They lead the GNAC in goals against average, which is now sitting at under half a goal per game, one of the top marks in the nation, helped by a couple of seniors in the back line and the goalkeeper Abigail Trengove and Hallie Noel, the co-captain, fullback for the Vikings, wearing the armband today alongside another defender, Asia Harden, the junior. This is a Vikings team that has really put it all together. And the start of the run the Vikings are currently on, where they have just been dominant, was a 7-1 win in Ellensburg against these Wildcats. That was the highest scoring games the Vikings had in a long while, and it doubled their goal total for 2024. Since then, the goals have been coming in a lot easier. 2 goals in 3 of the 4 games since then, and of course 4 wins since then, with the Wildcats being the first of this 5-game winning streak. Overall, Vikings have won the last 8 matchups against Central Washington and are 23 games unbeaten against their rival Wildcats. Central set to kick off. I am your voice of Vikings soccer, Adam Race. Thank you very much for joining us here on Vikings TV for Senior Day. As we are underway, Central Washington in the maroon jerseys, attacking from right to left on your screen. Western Washington in the white, attacking from left to right. Mia Cairns steps in to send that one out of bounds. Mia Cairns, who has had such a good run over this last few games for Western Washington, absolutely bossing it in the defensive midfield position. Nothing has gotten by her. Boatloads of interceptions and clearances, as teams not only haven't been able to score, but haven't been able to create any quality chances against these Vikings, who have just had a stranglehold on match after match, as that ball over the top falls to the senior Abigail Trengove. What a season Trengove is having here. Her first season as the Vikings' #1 choice goalkeeper, and she has not disappointed even a little bit. Leads the GNAC in goals against average, under half a goal conceded per match. That is 17th in the nation. An 86% save percentage. That's second in the GNAC, and her 7 shutouts lead the conference. Season highlight came a couple weeks ago. She had 9 saves, a career high, and a 2-1 win against Montana State University Billings, the senior playing in her 28th career game. She's conceded less than a goal per game throughout her collegiate career. Trengove, one of just several seniors getting the start here today. Hallie Noel, Kirsten McGuffey, Lydia Myers. McGuffey and Myers, a couple of transfer seniors actually in their debut Western Washington season, have had instant impact. 2 of the Vikings' leading goal contributors. McGuffey there passes it off to the sophomore Cairns. Cairns is going to look to the wing towards the run of Hamira. Won't get there. Hamira had the game winner against Northwest Nazarene, a wonder goal from 30 yards out. Caught the goalkeeper flat-footed, slotted into the upper left corner. Top bins from Hamira for her 2nd goal of 2024. As Emily Holdridge somehow finds her way around a defender, pass it off to McGuffey, but it's intercepted and taken away. Cleared out as far as Cairns. Light rain before the match started, but it's cleared up. It's looking like a beautiful day for Vikings soccer here in this matinee matchup. Claire Potter unable to dispossess Paige Savage. Savage, one of just 7 players on the Central Washington squad with a goal contribution in 2024. Just 5 goals for the Wildcats in this campaign. We're able to break a 3-game goalless drought against Simon Fraser, with what ended up being a consolation goal with 5 minutes left in the match against the Red Leafs. That goal came from Casey Park, who had 4 in the last campaign, leading the Wildcats, but no offensive stars have emerged for Central Washington this season. Lainey Derry, hounded by Holdridge, gets it all the way back to the goalkeeper. And the story of this Central Washington team, Donica Galbraith, what a season she is having. A historically good season in between the sticks for Central Washington. She leads the GNAC in save percentage, nearing 90%. That's also one of the top marks in the nation. She's making 9 saves per game. That's third in NCAA D2. If she can average 11 saves per game over the last few games of this season, she'll have the all-time single-season save per game mark in GNAC history. Some of Galbraith's highlights from this year: she had back-to-back 16 save shutouts in huge draws against Western Oregon and Simon Fraser. Before that, no player had ever had a shutout with more than 15 saves. She did it in back-to-back matches. Galbraith has been the bright spot of what has been a tough 2024 for Central Washington. Noel, the captain, and senior passes it ahead to the freshman Holdridge. Holdridge goes down, no whistle, but Myers collects it. McGuffey's in the middle, but Myers dispossessed by Shania Melik. Vikings will have a throw in here in the attacking third. Goes in towards Cairns. Cairns gets it back to Noel. Noel is offside. Flag goes up. Free kick, Central Washington. Booted out, flicked on by Savage, all the way back to Noel. Controls it around the pressure, goes 1-2 with Potter, now to Cairns. Cairns, who was a big offensive presence in her freshman campaign with a handful of goal contributions, has shifted back in Travis Connell's formation into that anchor defensive midfielder and has just done so well in that position. Certainly a player that I personally believe will be getting a all-GNAC nod at the end of this season. Would be the first of her young collegiate career. Big crowd on hand, friends and family, of course, in attendance for the seniors. Trengove will dribble this one out off a goal kick. Still no shots in this match, 5 minutes gone. Trengove came into this season with just 1 career collegiate shutout. She now has 8. 7 this season is the most of any GNAC goalkeeper. She's had an excellent season, and the line ahead of her of Connell, Harden, Cairns, and Noel has also been pretty much spotless. Savage brings it down 1 touch. Might have taken a clip off of Noel's hand, but no whistle from head referee Alexis Magston, and the Vikings are able to recollect. Slight wind blowing towards the Vikings goal here in the first half. Nothing compared to the conditions we had a week ago here at Harrington Field. My goodness, monsoon rains in Bellingham, Washington. A doubleheader going ahead, though, and 2 wins for Western Washington as Claire Potter rounds a defender, muscling her way towards the box as she's going to get a free kick for her efforts. Good running by the junior Claire Potter. Earned the Vikings a free kick in a dangerous spot. It'll be taken by Morgan Monalilli. Monalilli, who is tied for the Vikings lead in assists this year with 5. Player who has, in both of her collegiate seasons, led the Vikings in scoring, has gone to the role more of contributor and distributor in 2024. With Leah Myers and Kirsten McGuffey, the 2 leading goal scorers for the Vikes. Monalilli chips it in, top of the box, rising up and getting to it was Cairns, but couldn't put anything on it. Collected by Galbraith. Vikings, a lot of big aerial presences. Those are the kind of set pieces that can really cause trouble for opposing goalkeepers as Central Washington collects through Casey Park, gets it to the far wing. Back to Park now, spinning around the challenge of Connell. That's going to get a free kick. A good move by Casey Park. One of 4 Wildcat goal scorers in 2024, earns a free kick close enough to go direct. See how Abigail Trengove sorts her wall out here. It's going to be a 4-player wall. And Shanna Melik is the Wildcat on free kick duties here. Expect to see her strike at goal here Remember, this is a Wildcats team that only get 3 shots on goal per game. They got to take what they can get. Clipped in, missed at the top of the 6 by Sammy Huber. She was left alone. It was just over her head. Trengov was caught in 2 minds whether to go try to punch or stay back to make the save. That was good delivery, and Vikings are lucky to have not conceded right there. So the first shot of the match goes to the Wildcats, and the best chance of the match as well. Wildcats team, which, although they've only had 7 shots per game, they haven't done a horrible job of converting. About half of those shots have been on net, scoring on about every 7 shots they put on target. It's not the worst goal-scoring mark in the GNAC. That belongs to St. Martin's, as a pass gets beyond a Wildcat, taken away by Morgan Montalili, but recollected immediately by Brenna Hart. Passes it off to Lainey Derry. Derry guarded by Lydia Myers, who kicks it off of her and regains possession for Western Washington. Holdridge doing just enough. Myers surveys her options, had runners but cuts it back, now does send it ahead. Holdridge is behind lines. Can she get there before the defender? No, she can't. The foot race is won by Bella Green, shepherded out for a goal kick. Holdridge incensed she wanted a corner kick on that, but it was well played by Green, the redshirt sophomore out of Turlock, California, Fresno State transfer. Galbraith launches it long. See a fog rolling in over the hills here in Bellingham. It's going to be cloudy, drizzly conditions, nothing the Vikings aren't used to. It's been good going here at Harrington Field over the last couple of weeks. We've seen 2 doubleheaders and 2 doubleheader sweeps as Montalili, trying to catch the Wildcats off guard, plays it quick. Hallie Noel tries to cross it to the far post, got under it, sent it over the crossbar. Noel, who scored just the 2nd goal of her collegiate career against Northwest Nazarene, a flick header. First of 2024, first since 2021 in what could be her 2nd to last game at Harrington Field. Noel, such a crucial cog in this machine. It was so good to see her get on the score sheet. Myers takes it away in a dangerous area, pops it up for Morgan Montalili, has a shot off the half volley, which is blocked at the top of the box. Montalili not quite enough pace to keep that one in bounds. Morgan Montalili, 2-time All-American. 2 goals, 5 assists for her, puts her 3rd as far as points go for the Vikings, behind only the 2 transfer seniors, McGuffey and Myers. Just great job by Travis Cannell, picking up players in the transfer portal and from high school who have made an immediate impact on this team, a team that was really struggling to put it in the back of the net last season. They've solved those woes, and it has reflected in the win column. Holdridge puts the defender on the ground, dribbling towards the end line into the middle. Flick header's missed by Potter. It was going to get to McGuffey, but an intervention at the last by Addie Sayer stopped that. Sayer, a crucial interception there. McGuffey was ready for the half volley. Cairns wins the header up towards Potter. Back to Cairns. Noel. Cairns, a lot of space to work here. Sends it up. Potter gets ahead to it, flicks it back for Myers, pops it up in the air. Holdridge chasing it, plays it off of Galbraith. It's still in the area. Galbraith has to race back to her line. A shot is taken by Myers, and it's way off. Just an off-balance crack at that one. Unable to put it goalward. Run of Sammy Huber is cut out by Asia Harden. No getting past Asia right there. Vikings everyday defender who has only missed 1 start of her collegiate career has played just about every minute that she could. It's McGuffey off on a solo run here, just takes a heavy touch. Derry clears it out. Melick. Back pass intercepted by Montalili on a slide, taken by Holdridge. Finds Noel on the run. Gets it back inside to Myers. Jostling for it, taken away by Melick. Spares her own blushes after the intercepted back pass. As the rain looks to pick up here in earnest. Cairns, Montalili. Puts a move on the defender. Gets it to the top of the 6. McGuffey's waiting for it. It's off a Wildcat and collected by Galbraith. Montalili has found so much success in the wide areas this year. She's been able to be pushed more wide. Natural for a crafty, speedy player like herself. She's played centrally a lot of her time here at Western Washington, but Travis Cannell now with central strike options like McGuffey and Myers, as well as the Holdridge sisters. It's allowed Montalili some creative freedom out on the wing. Wildcats take it back. If they're going to have chances today, you're going to think they're going to be on the counterattack. That's how they've played most games this season. They are no strangers to soaking up pressure, trying to find their opportunities going the other way. 3 times this season, teams have put up 30 or more shots against the Wildcats. Vikings put up just under 30, but 22 of the shots the Vikings had against Central Washington and Ellensburg were on goal. That is one of the highest single-season shots on goal marks in program history. 15 saves in that match from Galbraith. A lovely turn by Kirsten McGuffey. She's got space here. Has a shot. It's in! Kirsten McGuffey scores on senior day. Can't do it any better than that. Spins away from the defender, slots it into the upper right-hand corner over the outstretched hands of Galbraith. 1-0 Vikings, 15 minutes gone. That is the finishing ability that Kirsten McGuffey has brought to Western Washington here in her debut season. The Port Angeles native transfer from D2 powerhouses College of St. Rose. She has brought that experience and know-how to Bellingham in 2024. Showed right there on senior day. Vikings' first shot on goal finds the back of the net. Same thing they did against Northwest Nazarene. Central trying to build the other way immediately. And Harden clears it out for a throw. McGuffey's 4th goal of this campaign. Last time against Central, she had 2 goals and tied a program, or 1 goal, tying a program record with 3 assists in that match. She's one of just a handful of players to collect 3 assists in a single game. Her success against the Wildcats continues here today. Potter up to Myers. Vikings have already found success on the break. They won't get it here, though, as they're dispossessed. It's taken away by Casey Park. A deflected ball that's collected by Trengove will stop that threat. McGuffey with the 6th goal of her collegiate career at the Division II level. Her collegiate career, which has spanned Peninsula College, College of St. Rose, and now Western Washington. Now they look towards Hemira. Perfectly played ball by Asia Harden. It'll earn a free kick, or a throw-in will be taken by Hemira. Thrown in towards McGuffey. Turning her way around defenders once again, has a shot, and it's deflected before it got to the edge of the box by Brenna Hart. Central Washington, a couple of numbers here in the counter. Casey Park trying to do it herself, handing it off now. far side as Maggie McBroom passes beyond her. Vikings will take it back on a throw. We're going to see our first substitutions of the match. It will be another senior checking in. Emily Holdridge, the freshman, comes off, and Sophie Bearden-Croft in her last Harrington Field game comes in with 27 minutes remaining here in the first half. Bearden-Croft, who has had a very successful career here at Western Washington. 8 career goals, 5 career assists. This will be her 78th appearance in blue and white. Of course, the highlight of her Vikings career, a brace in a national semifinal in a win against Columbus State, a 2-1 win. They needed everything that they got out of Bearden-Croft in that one. Couldn't have won that national championship in 2022 without her contributions. And this year she's been clutch as well. Scored against Central Washington in Ellensburg and hit a beautiful last-minute half volley against Seattle Pacific to earn a last-gasp draw. And that point has proved crucial for the Vikings, who are now 5 points clear at the top of the GNAC table since Seattle Pacific were unable to beat Western Oregon in Seattle on Thursday. Danger in the box that's cleared away by Brenna Hart. Vikings still pushing for a second goal and some insurance. Finding goals wasn't an issue last time these two teams faced off, but last time they faced at Harrington, it was a different story. A Bearden-Croft winner on a Noel assist was the only goal in a 1-0 win. The Vikings had to scrap their way through. Both Noel and Bearden-Croft on the field now. They have been a dynamic duo when it's come to lofted crosses from Noel, finding the head of Bearden-Croft over the years. Galbraith collects an errant through ball. Sends it across midfield. Impressive stuff for the Vikings, scoring on their first shot on goal against Galbraith, who has saved almost 90% of shots on goal this season. One of the highest marks in conference history. Cleared away by Noel, denying the run forward from Paige Savage. Wildcats have had their looks going the other way. Had a good chance off a set piece. They haven't been completely smothered here, as we're very used to seeing at Harrington, but scoreline still reflecting superior play from the Vikings. That one's going to stay in bounds, and easily winning the foot race to it will be Bella Green. Plays it back to Galbraith, calmly back to Green. Under 25 minutes remaining here in the first half. The McGuffey strike is the difference. Morgan Montalili threads it between lines. Myers has a shot from the edge of the box, saved and spilled by Galbraith and cleared out for a throw-in. Solid effort by Myers. Myers would love to get back on the score sheet. Last time she scored was against these Wildcats, of course, the 4-goal performance in Ellensburg. Bearden-Croft whips it into the box. Top for Hemira. Noel. Montalili sends in a cross from the top of the box. Galbraith got a piece of it, and it's still bouncing around in there. Potter racing to get a foot to it, but getting there first was the Wildcats defense, and Shanna Mellick, she's been busy. Noel's dispossessed, but it's out for a Vikings throw, taken quickly. Montalili, one-on-one with Derry. Derry wins that battle. Given right back, though, to Noel. Noel. Myers can't win the header. Hemira back to Noel and to Potter. Potter thinks about a shot. She takes it. It's in! Claire Potter's first goal of 2024 is a screamer. Two shots on goal for the Vikings. Both have found their way into that upper right corner. What a start for the Vikings. So good to see for Claire Potter, her first tally of the season. Couldn't have taken that any better. Galbraith tried to get there just out of her reach. Once again, Vikings are locating these shots perfectly, and they're being rewarded. Vikings now have 9 goals on the Wildcats. They've still got a lot of soccer left to play here today. They could turn this one into a laugher. Got to think Claire Potter, a natural goal scorer, had a handful of tallies her freshman season. And since then has had trouble. When she saw the space open up for the shot, there was only one thing on her mind, and she made no mistake. Perfect ball for Monolily to run onto. One-on-one with Derry. Myers is the option in the middle. Monolily taking it herself. Driving in. Puts it to the top of the 6-yard box. Beardencroft goes down. No penalty, says head referee Alexis Magston. Could have gone either way. No argument, though, from Beardencroft. Vikings have just been picking apart this Wildcat defense and scoring at will. Beardencroft to Noel. Fancy footwork, enough space to cross it. Right on top of the box. It's in there for McGuffey. Saved. Galbraith races out just in time to deny McGuffey a first-half brace. Galbraith doing just enough after a little bit of a miscue on the Noel cross, which caught her flat-footed. Vikings will look to make good on a Monolily corner kick delivery here. They've got their big aerial threats in there. Cairns, Myers, Connell, Beardencroft, and McGuffey. All targets for Monolily. It goes to Myers, and it's off of Galbraith. It'll go right back to the corner flag. Galbraith racing in to deny Myers the chance at the near post, but Vikings will have another shot at it. Noel plays it short this time to Monolily. We've seen this routine work before this season. Noel now puts a little too much on it. Over the top. Cairns chasing it, but it's going to go out. Vikings hoping to get a couple more seniors on the score sheet today. Of course, Myers, who is in a bit of a goal drought despite still being the GNAC leading scorer at 6 tallies on the season. Huber, one-on-one with Noel, forced to play it back. That pass is intercepted by Potter. Energized by her first goal of the season, gets it to Beardencroft. He's played more of a holding role this year, not stopping her today, though. Changes for Western Washington. Demira is going to be replaced by Emily Rice. Rice, who had an assist on Hallie Noel's goal on Thursday. And Abby Sushi will be coming in. Suchi, 1 assist on the year. This one is a mishit cross that will go out for a goal kick. Western Washington, due to results earlier today, with Northwest Nazarene falling 6-1 against Simon Fraser. If the Vikings hold on to win this match, they will clinch themselves a spot in the GNAC tournament to be played this year down at Interbase Stadium in Seattle. Vikings not only have made every GNAC tournament, but have played in every GNAC tournament final, winning 6 of them. And they're well on their way to qualifying for another here today against their rivals on Senior Day. Would be a perfect end to things at Harrington Field in 2024. Beardencroft to Noel. Noel's pass gets beyond Beardencroft. The way the Vikings have been playing right now, 5-game winning streak, trying to make it 6 and receiving votes in the nation. Wouldn't be surprised to see them with a national ranking. going into next week, a 4-game road trip to end this 2024 campaign, trying to pick up a GNAC regular season title, take it back from rivals Seattle Pacific. They're going to play Western Oregon, St. Martin's, SPU, and MSUB on the road to finish out 2024. This one's played to Sushi. Her shot is blocked. Long shots, or shots from the edge of the box at least, have been very efficient today. A couple of them finding the back of the net beyond Galbraith. Vikings have already put up 8 shots on the board. They average 15 a game. 3 of those 8 have been on target. Harden trying to lift it forward for Myers, but reacted to and cleared by Annalise Bowman. Bowman up towards Park. Park trying to find the runner on the far wing. Will not get to Maggie McBroom, though. We're going to see more substitutions as another senior sees the field for Western Washington. It'll be Micah Carr. 3 changes for CWU. Kylie Gregory coming in. Jordan Bartlow coming in, as well as Kelsey Fulton. Carr, who comes into this game her 37th career game as a Viking. She's got 2 goals, 2 assists, and of course was a part of that national championship in 2022, the Highline Community College transfer. Beautiful turn on the far side by Beardencroft. She's going to be whistled, though, for a tug on the jersey. Carr has had a good senior season. A couple of assists, both of them coming on game-winning goals. Had an assist on the game winner against Montana State Billings and against St. Martin's. Both of those game-winning assists coming here at Harrington Field. Pacey, wide area striker. Kylie Gregory, her first touch of the match, lays it off to Shenna Mellick. And a long shot taken by Brenna Hart. That'll be the first save of the match for Abigail Trengove. No troubling Trengove, who has been a top 20 goalkeeper in the nation when it comes to shutouts and when it comes to save percentage, as well as goals against average. She has just been outstanding. And it helps when you got a front line ahead of you that majority of shots they allow are ones like that from 20, 30 yards out. Myers does just enough to pop it up towards the box, towards the run of Beardencroft, and it'll go out for a Vikings throw-in. That shot on goal, the first of the day for Central Washington. Thrown in by Hallie Noel towards Beardencroft, trying to turn in the box. Montalili pops it up towards the 6. Galbraith fumbled for a second, but picked it up before Myers could get there. Bounce pass will go straight to Harden off of the drop kick. Under 15 minutes remaining here in the first half. It's been all Western Washington. Goals from Kirsten McGuffey and Claire Potter are the difference. But it certainly looks like the Vikings are going to have opportunities to add more. Try to turn rivalry night and senior day into a blowout. Never a bad thing, especially on what could be a clinching win for postseason play. Connell. Long ball looking for Myers. Gets enough fit to send it towards Carr. Takes a heavy touch, though. That one was off of the defender. Last player back was Addie Sayer. Did just enough to deny speedy Micah Carr there, trying to run in between lines. It will be a corner kick. Morgan Montalili over to take. Career high 5 assists this season. A couple have come off of these corner kicks. This one goes right to the middle, headed wide right by Olivia Connell. Connell frustrated with herself, had a clear header on that one, couldn't direct it on frame though. Changes for both teams. It'll be a trio of changes for Western Washington. Another senior enters the pitch. It's Ashley Wynn. He'll be joined by freshmen Holdridge and Esslinger. Loud and energetic cheering section here at Harrington Field today for Senior Day. Wynn, who's had a career season, picking up two goals coming into this year with just one in her collegiate career. Had them in back-to-back games against Northwest Nazarene and Montana State Billings. Wynn also a part of that 2022 National Championship side. This will be her 62nd game as a Viking. 3 goals and 8 assists for the senior out of Seattle. Nice move by Micah Carr to get some space on the wing. Puts it into the box. It was deflected and out for a corner. Wins 7 points this season, also a career high. Last time she played the Wildcats, she had 2 assists. They're going to play it short to her here. And back to Suchi, back to Wynn. Wynn, low driven shot, finds the side netting. Wynn has really come into that role as a crafty winger this season, has been excellent for Western Washington. Galbraith pressed, but able to play it out just beyond the reach of Peyton Wilson, the substitute. Wilson, a freshman out of Sammamish, Washington. Peyton Wilson has done something that not many Central Washington Wildcats have done this year, and that's score a goal. One of just 4 goal scorers for the Wildcats this year. Bartlow, Park, Wilson, and Anderson have found the back of the net. Esslinger puts it to the top of the box, headed straight up in the air. Beardencroft brings it down off the chest, vying for position. Back to Suchi. Cairns, her strike is going to end up over the crossbar. Cairns still without a goal in 2024 after picking up 3 last season as a freshman. She had 3 goals, 2 assists in her debut campaign. Has yet to contribute a goal this season in her more defensive role. Popped up into the air for Kelsey Fulton. Fulton pressed by Carr and Suchi, but gets it back. Busy day on campus here for Western Athletics. Of course, senior day here. Alumni games happening at Viking Field for Viking softball, and later tonight, Carver Gym for Western Washington women's basketball, who are set to start their 2024 campaign in the next couple of weeks. Western Washington men's basketball playing their first preseason game at Carver Gym earlier this week against Trinity Western, a game which went to overtime. Vikings winning that one. Always the most exciting time of the year for collegiate athletics. Everything starting at the same time. A long shot will be another save for Trengove. Second of the day for Abigail. Win to Harden. And Harden back to Cairns. Connell surveys her options, directing the troops. Launches it up. Second ball is won by Audrey Holdridge. Win. Just enough to get it back to Holdridge. Esslinger. Muscled off the ball by Kylie Gregory. Recollected by Central Washington. But Esslinger recovers and wins a throw-in. 2 more changes for the Vikings. It's going to be Keisha Muscat, who has made a couple of appearances this season recovering from an injury. Good to see her get back on the pitch here against the Wildcats. And another player trying to get back into the fold after missing some time. Minji Rauch, she's on the field here for the last 8 minutes of the first half. Esslinger, this time she wins the physical battle at least for a second, ends up behind her and taken by Wilson. Musket and Rauch, both members of the national championship squad, both juniors. That one's played out by Emily Darcy. Vikings have dominated the all-time series against Central Washington, but you look at games here at Harrington Field, the record isn't actually as one-sided as we're used to seeing for games here at Harrington and all-time series at Harrington. The all-time series is 51, 10, and 9 in favor of Western Washington, but Wildcats have actually picked up 5 wins over the years here at Harrington Field. Vikings, though, with 23 wins to their name. And they've got a 26-game unbeaten run against their rivals from Ellensburg. 23 of those 26 games have been wins. Central looking to find any kind of response here in the first period of play. Vikings are undefeated in matches in which they've scored first and undefeated in matches in which they go into halftime with the lead, and it's looking very likely here. Wildcats have only led in one game this season. That was their first game of the year, a 1-0 win against Monterey Bay. And even that was a game where they scored on their only shot on goal, as Bartlow found the back of the net. Bartlow also would score against Western Oregon in a 1-1 draw from the penalty spot. Only 2-goal scorer this season. Jordan Bartlow, who did not start this match and is now slotted in at left wing for Central Washington, wearing the number 13 shirt. Bartlow leads the Wildcats in shots and shots on goal. Only Wildcat with more than 10 shots, only Wildcat with more than 5 shots on goal. She has been their most consistent strike threat, despite just the 2 tallies. Carr lays this one off to Rauch. Suchi lofts in an early cross. Wind was there, and Galbraith took a tumble. That is not good to see. She got clipped by her own defender and went down hard. Clearly shaken up. Trainer's going to go out on the field, hoping that Galbraith is all right. A sophomore out of Kennewick, Washington, who has been having a historically good year between the pipes, as Trainer is going to be called on. Galbraith has started every match of the GNAC schedule for Central Washington. That was just an unfortunate collision, I believe, with Kelsey Fulton, who was tracking back. Galbraith called the ball over the top, claimed it cleanly, but just went over the top of her defender, went down hard. The teams are going to gather here, talk things out during the break. Vikings, as I mentioned, coming into this game knowing a win will clinch them a spot in the top 4 of the GNAC table, and therefore a spot in the GNAC tournament down in Seattle. They've had plenty of success down at Interbase Stadium, especially in postseason play, that being the facility in which they won their 2022 national championship. Many players on this team fond memories of that night. Vikings just beyond the reach of current 5th place team Northwest Nazarene, who their loss today against Simon Fraser is a crushing one, as that is the main team that they were trying to chase for a spot in the GNAC postseason. It's looking like a pretty clear 4-team race for postseason contention right now, that being Western Washington, Seattle Pacific, Western Oregon, and Simon Fraser. Leighton Menji, the freshman backup goalkeeper for Central Washington, is getting warm right now. Galbraith has not left the ground. Will not be surprising if we see Menji out of Kingston High School take the pitch here to see out the rest of this half and probably the rest of this game. Menji, who made 3 appearances towards the start of the year, actually picked up a GNAC Player of the Week nod for her performances early on against Point Loma and Monterey Bay. Menji is the only Central Washington goalkeeper who has recorded a win in 2024. She was excellent in that first game of the season. Made 5 saves and a shutout. Then made 4 saves in a 1-0 loss to defending national championship winning Point Loma. Came into that match ranked number 1, and Central Washington gave them a game. Only lost 1-0 despite being outshot 20-2 and not getting a shot on goal. That has been the story for a lot of matches this year for the Wildcats, losing the shot battle and just trying to hold on and pick up counterattack goals and stay strong at the back, as there is some real concern here for Galbraith. Galbraith last year, 8 games, 7 of them being starts. Made 8 saves in the match against Western Washington. She's had success here at Harrington Field before. Vikings were only able to pull a 1-0 win in that match. These teams are going to come off the pitch here. Galbraith now has shifted over, talking with trainers. Still down on the ground, and a few people out there trying to help her up to her feet. Got a feel for Kelsey Fulton. You can see the concern on her face down in the huddle. She was the player that Galbraith tripped over, of course, inadvertently, completely accidental. Looking around the GNAC today, a 6-1 win in Burnaby for Simon Fraser. 0-0 draw in Billings between MSUB and Western Oregon. The game remaining after this one comes to its conclusion will be St. Martin's away at Seattle Pacific. Leaves the current standings with the Vikings still on top of the conference, SPU in second, and Simon Fraser and Western Oregon in a 2-way tie for the 3rd place spot, both of them in the postseason picture as it stands. Would be the same postseason picture we saw in 2023 with Simon Fraser, the Cinderella team, coming out with their first ever tournament championship in program history, becoming just the 4th team in GNAC history to win the tournament, joining Seattle Pacific and Western Washington, the 2 perennial favorites of this conference, and of course, Concordia, Oregon, who won a single title in the late 2010s and have since dissolved as a school. Well, it's the hardest job to do here as a commentator. All the concern right now for Galbraith is still down on the ground. All I can say is we hope for her to be all right, get back up to her feet. Galbraith now up to a sitting position for the first time since she went down. As Galbraith now back up to her feet for the first time. So good to see. Going to get helped off the pitch here, and she will be replaced by Leighton Menji, making her first appearance in GNAC play. Only appearances were in non-conference competitions. As Galbraith now tenderly making her way off the pitch, sending all love to her, hoping for a speedy recovery and not be too badly hurt. It was certainly a tough-looking fall that she took, going down hard as we are now, after an extended stoppage in play, back and running. Menji's first touch of the match, she drop kicks it towards Abby Suchi. Menji, who was a 3-time team MVP at Kingston High School, a 2-time first-team all-league selection for Kingston. Was also a successful track and field athlete, placing 5th in state in the 100-meter hurdles. An all-around athlete who now applying her trade in Ellensburg as their netminder, their number 2 netminder this year behind Galbraith, and now stepping in for her GNAC debut. Menji calmly around the pressure of Minji Rauch. Certainly a dampening of the mood here of what was a exciting first half with a couple of really high quality goals. Vikings still holding that 2-goal lead, looking to maintain it here with just a couple of minutes left in the first period of play. Holdridge rises up and misses on the header, but the second ball finds Cairns and now Rauch. Audrey Holdridge One of the two Holdridge sisters, she picked up her first collegiate goal in that 7-1 win against Central Washington. Her sister Emily soon was able to find her first collegiate goal. It was the winner in a crucial 1-0 win against Simon Fraser. One of the most important goals of 2024 coming from Emily Holdridge. Holdridge sisters out of Ferndale High School, very successful careers up north of in Whatcom County. As Wynn on a little run. Second ball pops out to Rouch, goes down, no whistle. Three minutes left here. Shots are 11-4 in favor of Western Washington. Menji. Pressed by Minji Rouch. Up to the near wing with Peyton Wilson. Attempted intercept by Ashley Wynn, but she's going to be whistled for a foul there against Kylie Gregory. Vikings, who spent a lot of 2023 chasing the top of the GNAC table, spent a lot of that behind rivals Seattle Pacific, who actually clinched the title here at Harrington Field. They have been in the driver's seat all of 2024, still undefeated in GNAC play. Teams have been chasing them, and they have been unable to be caught up with thus far as they're trying to widen this gap atop the conference. It's more than a game right now that they have over Seattle Pacific, with just 4 games left after the conclusion of this match day. SPU, a crucial dropped couple of points against fellow postseason contenders Western Oregon on Thursday. Said coming out of that Vikings win that fans would be watching the result of that game with a lot of interest, and a 0-0 draw just what the Vikings needed to see. SPU had been within striking distance of the Vikings all season. Vikings have kept winning, while SPU every now and again, although they haven't been defeated in GNAC play, have dropped points. Sayer. Unable to keep it in bounds. Emily Rice is going to collect it for a throw-in. Rice, an assist on Thursday. It was her second of the season. Designated set-piece specialist from distance for this Vikings team. Takes a lot of corner kicks as well. Cairns holds it up to get it back to Rice. Driven cross. Deflected out to the top. Win on the ball. Looks up towards net. Has a shot low and driven and tipped away by Menji. Her first save of the match. Perhaps wasn't necessary. That looked to be going wide left. Ashley Wynn, who has a loud and proud cheering section here at this match. They wanted to see her put that in the back of the net. Just didn't get the connection she wanted on it. 30 seconds left in the first 45. Win. Ahead towards Carr. Carr gets it through the legs of the defender, goes down under a lot of contact, and there's going to be a whistle, but Vikings won't get a chance to take the free kick as the seconds tick down to 0, but Vikings commanding 2-0 lead off of a couple of beautifully taken goals by Kirsten McGuffey and Claire Potter. 2-0 up as we go into the break. We'll be back in just 15 minutes for the last 45 of women's soccer in 2024 here at Harrington Field. Don't go away. Hello and welcome back to Harrington Field. Adam Race, your voice of Vikings soccer, with you here on Vikings TV from Senior Day at Harrington Field between Western Washington and Central Washington. Women's soccer, an early Senior Day in 2024, ending their campaign on a 4-game road trip in pursuit of a GNAC regular season title. And it's been smooth sledding through the first 45 of this one. For the Vikings, goals from Kirsten McGuffey, the senior on Senior Day, and Claire Potter, her first tally of 2024, gives the Vikings a commanding lead as they have dominated on the shot chart as well, leading shots 12-4, putting 3 on goal, 2 in the goal, both of them really well-taken goals. Upper right corner, Kirsten McGuffey off of a counterattack, a quick turn around the defender, a left-footed strike curving over the goalkeeper, and Claire Potter getting just a bit of space at the top of the box and sending it into the upper 90 of the net. 2 beautifully taken goals deserving of this 2-0 lead. The Vikings trying to clinch a postseason place in the GNAC tournament to be played in 5 weeks, make that 3 weeks down in Seattle at Interbase Stadium. They have remained undefeated in GNAC play, are undefeated in their last 9 games, 5-game win streak, and they're in pole position right now to make that a 6-game win streak. It was a season that started off with a couple of really tough matches against the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and teams like MSU Denver and Colorado Springs, who were both ranked, and the Vikings got a draw and a win out of those 2 matches. Their only loss here at Harrington this season has been against the Colorado School of Mines, 2-0. That was a game against the number 3 team in the nation, a game in which they were missing their first-string goalkeeper, Abigail Trengov, and they hung with the Ore Diggers, still falling 2-0, but since then, teams have not been able to do a thing at Harrington Field. Seattle Pacific and Western Oregon, the only teams who have come out of Harrington this year in GNAC play without being defeated. And that draw against Seattle Pacific proved to be as good as a win for Western Washington, who now hold a 5-point lead ahead of SPU in the GNAC standings, trying to make that 8 points at least for the time being before Seattle Pacific play their game later on today against St. Martin's, a game which they are also heavily favored in. Vikings will travel down to Seattle to play Seattle Pacific in what could be a conference clinching game in a couple weeks. Vikings, of course, eager for revenge after the Falcons clinched the GNAC title last year here at Harrington. As the Vikings are back on the field, the Wildcats as well, ready to kick off. Once again, I am your voice of Vikings soccer, Adam Race. Thank you so much for joining us. 45 more minutes left here as Claire Potter kicks things off. Vikings in the white, attacking from right to left. Wildcats in the maroon, attacking from left to right on your screen. It's been all Western Washington. Best chances of the match for the Wildcats have been off of set pieces, and they're yet to really trouble senior goalkeeper Abigail Trengov, who has been lights out in 2024, looking for her 8th shutout, looking what would be her 2nd consecutive shutout, make that her 3rd consecutive shutout if the Vikings can keep the Wildcats off the board here. Western Washington was not able to pick up the shutout in Ellensburg, about the one thing they weren't able to do in Ellensburg earlier this season, as they won 7-1. But it was a second half tally by the Wildcats, scored by Carmen Anderson, which made it 5-1. This one's played with the outside of the boot up towards Kirsten McGuffey. It was a good idea from Holdridge, but just beyond McGuffey. Collecting is the freshman goalkeeper, Leighton Menji. Menji clears it across midfield. Menji only called into action to make 1 save in the 5 minutes she played in the first half, with first-string goalkeeper Donica Galbraith going down with a hard fall with about 5 minutes left in that half and having to come off the pitch, hoping for a speedy recovery for Danica. In the meantime, Menji, the freshman out of Kingston, after extremely successful career at Kingston High School, a 3-time team MVP, a 2-time all-conference selection out on the islands. This one played 1-2 as Wynn picks it up, has a shot with the left foot, saved the first time, and not getting there quite in time was Lydia Myers. Heroics from number 18 in maroon, Bella Green, who saved a sure goal for Lydia Myers. It was a solid strike by Ashley Wynn, parried away by Menji, and Myers was ready to pounce on the second ball before Green did everything she could and just got a foot out in front to prevent this from being 3-0 3 minutes into the second half. So Wildcats dodge a bullet. The Vikings on the doorstep right now of putting this one way out of reach. It's already looking tough for Central Washington. Down 2, they've only scored 5 goals all season. They have not scored more than once in any game. Outside of the boot pass finds Wynn. Now to McGuffey, took a heavy first touch and she was offside regardless. Vikings, who tallied 22 shots on goal against Central Washington in their first matchup this year. One of the highest marks in program history. We're able to score 7. I was going to say only able to score 7, but that's still one of the highest goal-scoring marks in program history. It was a record-setting day offensively. Kirsten McGuffey ties a team record with 3 assists in a match. Lydia Myers had 4 goals. Just a handful of Vikings who have put up 4 in a match. First Giannac player since 2019 to do so. Myers is hungry for a goal here today. She was unlucky to be denied by Green just a minute ago. Giannac's leading goal scorer with 6. Wants one on senior day. McGuffey already found one, as did Potter. Central Washington splitting lines ahead to the top of the box. Casey Park. Harden took a knock. She's back up and limping. Looks to have been stepped on. She'll walk it off. Holdridge, good ball to McGuffey. Shoulder to shoulder there with Addie Sayers. Sayers going to win that battle. Shepherd it out for a throw. Holdridge back onto the pitch. Started this match and was subbed out. Placed by Micah Carr, senior, who starts the second half back on the bench. Holdridge, who scored her first Vikings goal a couple weeks back against Simon Fraser. First collegiate goal for the freshman out of Ferndale as Menji collects, boots it out. Took a tough hop there off of Paige Savage, and Potter's able to collect off the misplay. Lydia Myers is going to get to this one ahead of the defender. Holdridge is in the middle. Pass goes to her, tries to flick it on. And not making the run quite in time at the far side was Kirsten McGuffey. Would have been the only target of that flick pass. Hard-working Ashley Wynn wins it away and gets a corner for her efforts. Wynn, who has certainly been energized by a very supportive crowd out here. A whole cheering section here at the bottom of the stands, specifically for Ashley Wynn. They've got a sign out here, number 6 on the field, number 1 in our hearts. She wants to pick up what would be her 4th goal of her collegiate career in her last Harrington Field appearance. Emily Rice to hit the in-swinging corner. Cheers of In the Net Western from the crowd. Top of the 6-yard box, rising up and claiming it is Menji. After a little bit of a scramble. One away by Rice. And McGuffey takes an elbow in the back from Peyton Wilson. Goes down, gets the free kick. Vikings led 5-0 at one point in the reverse fixture against Central Washington. Hasn't been that level of dominance here today. They went into that game 4-0 up at the break. Perhaps a little wind taken out of their sails with the long stoppage to get Galbraith some treatment since left the pitch. Harden corrals it and plays it back to one of her fellow defenders, Mee Cairns. Launches it forward towards Holdridge. Win. Noel has her cross blocked. Throw in Vikings. Defensive duties there by Paige Savage. Make that Lainey Derry. All Vikings to start off this first half haven't found their third goal, though. Noel puts it in as she goes down, punched away by Menji. Potter has a shot and it's blocked. Potter had a little extra on that one as she was looking for a brace, but a hard block. Denies it, getting to Menji's net. Just so good to see Claire Potter finally find the back of the net. It was a 2023 season, which was just so frustrating for her. It seems like she had chance after chance that was so close. She put it off the post a number of times, denied in one-on-one situations by excellent saves. It was a deserved goal for Potter. We know the level she can play at after some big goals in her freshman campaign. The pairing of her and Morgan Monolili seemed to be just unbeatable in that national championship season. And Potter, of course, the national championship game winner. I've been to a lot of Western Washington sporting events, but none of them have been as energized as that national championship was down in Seattle. Essentially a home game. Thousands of fans, families, and friends of Viking soccer in attendance for one of the best nights in program history. And all thanks to the player on the ball right now, Claire Potter, who found the winner on a half-cross, half-shot, which curled its way over the goalkeeper. Paige Savage on the ball now, plays it out wide towards Derry. Derry trying to create some space down the wing, does it with a pass ahead towards Huber. Guarded by Noel. Cross does get in, headed away by Harden. Another well-played clearance by Harden, straight up to Ashley Wynn. Loses it on the second ball, though. For all the games I've watched here in 2024, it seems that perhaps the one time Asia Harden has been beaten this year was Seattle Pacific's lone goal in that 1-1 draw. But besides that, she's done absolutely everything right. First team All-GNAC selection last year, headed towards another All-GNAC selection, I'm sure, in 2024. Vikings, who are only conceding half a goal per game, one of the best marks in not only the conference, but in the nation. Few defenders, certainly going to be honored. Back pass, deflected, but Harden, calm as you like. Back to Trenguv, who clears it. Touchdown for Kirsten McGuffey. Holdridge is making the run ahead, calling for it. McGuffey takes it herself, though. Around a couple of defenders into the middle of the park. Skips past another one, plays it up towards Myers. Back heel to Holdridge. This is lovely build-up play from the Vikings. Top of the six, McGuffey just can't get there. Deflects out for Wynn. She has a shot, and Ashley Wynn has scored her third goal of the season. It comes on Senior Day. Well worked, well deserved for the Vikings. 3-0 Western Washington. To the elation of a very pro Ashley Wynn crowd. They got what they came here for. That was beautiful build-up play by McGuffey and Holdridge. It was spilled by Menji, and Wynn wasn't missing from that far out. She came into this season with just one goal in her collegiate career. She has 3 over her last 5. Menji under pressure again, clears it out. So now 2 seniors on the goal scorers sheet here today. Would love to see Myers pick up one as well. Break out of a little goal scoring drought she's in. She's still the GNAC leader in goals scored for 2024. Potter. Holdridge intercepts. Back to Potter. Plays it up to Myers. Wynn's making the run. Potter as well. Passes just beyond the run of Potter. Holdridge goes down, draws a free kick. It was from an extremely similar position that Emily Rice delivered an absolute dime to the head of Hallie Noel in the Vikings 2-0 win against Northwest Nazarene on Thursday. Basically identical position. Rice looking for another pinpoint delivery. Give the Vikings a chance to make it 4. Suchi also standing in there. Looks like it will be Suchi to take. A couple of dead ball specialists on the field in Rice and Suchi. Suchi plays it short to Wynn. Beautiful touch by Ashley Wynn. Brings it down. Misses wide left. Technical mastery right there from Ashley Wynn to bring down a driven ball. Stop it on a dime around to the defender, but the finish just wasn't there that time. Wynn, who now has 3 goals and 3 assists. Both career highs for the senior. Make that 9 points for her on the season. Doing a little bit of everything offensively for Western Washington. Wynn goes 1-2 with Potter. Noel calling for play to be switched to the near side. Emily Rice waiting for it. Vikings slow build up here in the back line. It'll go underappreciated, but this play through that back 3 has just been flawless this year. The ability to find the side of the pitch that's more exposed and build up through that side, especially in games where the Vikings control a lot of possession. That's a nice move by Kirsten McGuffey. Deflected shot. Menji diving out bravely to claim. A few oohs and ahs from the crowd off of that step over quick turn by Kirsten McGuffey. Skills have certainly been on display from Western Washington here. At times have looked to be toying with the Wildcats. Vikings will collect a throw here on the near touchline. Conversion's been the name of the game today. 5 shots on goal, 3 goals for the Vikes. Myers. Back to Rice. Just able to keep it in. Excuse me, it did cross over that touchline. Ball goes in the net at the end of the play. Certainly not going to be happy with that will be Menji. Even out of play, a goalkeeper never wants to see one go in the back of the net. That one deflected off her defender and in, but it will be a throw in for Central Washington. Wynn. Cuts it around 1. Up towards Potter. Pass was a little off. Something I haven't mentioned yet today is that Hallie Noel picked up an assist on both of those first half goals. So Noel is cooking here in her last Harrington Field match. Noel now up to a career-high 5 assists on the season. Tough tackle there. Brings down Sydney Madison. Draws the ire of head referee Alexis Magston. Assists also in that first half for Jane Hamira. By my count, I believe there's now 6 Vikings who have had a goal contribution in this one. Holdridge, McGuffey, Hamira, Noel, Wynn, and Potter. 2 changes for the visitors. Emily Darcy and Jordan Bartlow. Bartlow coming in the second half, much as she did in the first, with 30 minutes remaining in the match. Bartlow, the leading scorer this year for Central Washington. 2 goals for her, the only game winner of the year. Scored against Cal State Monterey Bay in the only win the Wildcats have managed this campaign. That one came off the arm of Addie Sayer. Sayer has picked up a red card this season, but it was in one of those back-to-back 0-0 draws that were just masterclasses by Danica Galbraith. She picks up the first 2 16-save shutouts in conference history in back-to-back matches. McGuffey trying to thread it through. Holdridge has the pace, but it was right at Sayer. More changes for Central Washington. It's going to be Jordan Volstad. Volstad, sophomore out of Chehalis, Washington. Checks in, looking to slot in right above that Central Washington back line and offensive midfield role. Intercepted by Wynn. Trying to play infield. Volstad's first interference of the game. Gets in front of that pass. Ball played over the top, and getting there easily is going to be Holdridge with her pace. McGuffey's in the middle. Played in towards Wynn. Good interception by Sydney Madison. That's the place where Emily Holdridge is most dangerous, on the break going the other way. She will now go to the bench, replaced by target striker Sophie Beardencroft, another senior looking to add to her tally in 2024 on senior day. Scored against Central Washington in the reverse fixture, as well as the last time they met at Harrington in 2023. That was the winner. Wynn DeSucci. Looking for the run of McGuffey, trying to keep it in play. Flag is up for second time today against McGuffey, just to step off. Hasn't quite been the attacking onslaught that we saw in Ellensburg, with the Vikings putting 22 shots on goal, but it hasn't needed to be. Conversion, and 3-0 on just 5 shots on. And even on plays where Menji hasn't made the save, she's still been active here in this second half, having to bat a lot of crosses away. Central Washington, they'll have a free kick just in the attacking half. They'll try to put it all the way into the box. That's mishit and easily dealt with by Suchi. Second ball does fall to a Wildcat, though. Headed down by Connell. Back towards Casey Park and defended well by Rice. Beardencroft, first involvement of the second half. In between 2 maroon shirts, puts a defender down and gets it to Myers. Myers sliding, does just enough to get it back to Beardencroft, who goes down. Tackle was clean, though. Throw-in Vikings. And it'll be a substitution for Central Washington. I don't mean to be a stickler for the rules, but technically Central Washington are not allowed to substitute on an opponent throw-in, but 3-0 down here, the rules might become a little looser. It's going to be Brenna Hart coming in. Hart, who started this match. Beardencroft tried to play it into the corner, but That's not where Wynn ended up making her run. That is really well done by Hallie Noel. That one looked to be going out for a goal kick assuredly. But she got there, played it off of the defender, and earns a corner kick. Noel, who has done it all here with a couple of assists already to her name. It's going to be Rice to take. Left-footed delivery. Making the run short is Wynn. It is driven towards the near post and headed straight out of bounds by Brenna Hart. Rice will do it again. First time the Vikings have put up a 3-spot at Harrington Field this year, and what a time to do it. They've still got a couple more in them for my money, though. Wynn is the short option now, right next to the corner flag with Rice. Rice will up towards the middle, drives it towards the near post, and once again put out. Straight at Hart, straight out, straight back to the corner flag.
Get a head on it, 14.
See, the Vikings maybe want to do something different here after being denied in two very similar ways on back-to-back corners. Nope, they're going right back into the top of the 6, and this time it's in! It's Olivia Connell's first goal of 2024! Third time's the charm for Emily Rice. She puts it on a platter for Connell, who finishes. "4-0 Western Washington. They're running away with this one. Connell has had a lot of chances off of set pieces. Standing in at 5'10", she gets to those balls in the air more than most, and finally able to corral one into the back of the net. Caught some of the woodwork, but no chance for Menji in net. An assist for Rice on a perfect delivery to the far side of the 6-yard box. Bartlow trying to thread it through. Dangerous ball, and reacting on the other end is the goal scorer, Connell. Back-to-back games with set-piece assists for Emily Rice. She's been a set-piece specialist going all the way back to that 2022 National Championship season, showing why. Central's corner kick is popped straight up in the air by a Wildcat and put out of play. Last off of Brenna Hart, it'll be a Vikings goal kick. Still just 2 saves in the match for Abigail Trengove, who has not been too busy. We're going to see some substitutions here. It'll be a trio for Western Washington, one of them being a goalkeeper sub, as Grace Wales, the senior out of Snohomish, Washington, will come in to replace Abigail Trengove. Trengove will get her curtain call here at Harrington Field. She deserves it. What a season she has had, but Wales checking in for the second time at Harrington Field in 2024. Was an emergency last-minute starter against the Colorado School of Mines. First time appearing in GNAC play, though. Grace Wales, an impressive record as mostly a backup goalkeeper in her time at Western Washington. She has never conceded a goal. Wales made her first career start against Colorado School of Mines here at Harrington earlier this season, and now she's going to see out the last 21 minutes of this match. 5th career appearance for the Vikings. She's made 6 saves, has not conceded. She actually came off with an injury in that game against the Colorado School of Mines, forcing the Vikings to go to the 3rd-string freshman goalkeeper, Ava Courtney, who let in a couple. But Wales did go 30 minutes against the number 3 team in the nation, made a couple of saves, and did not concede. Wales, who is a 3-time All-GNAC academic selection and also appeared in a game during that national championship season. Micah Carr, another senior who went onto the pitch on that change, as well as Jane Hamira, who has an assist in this match. Thrown in towards Beardencroft. Holding up play back to goal and back to Myers. Long switch attempted towards Wynn. It was a good effort, but defended just as well by Sydney Madison. Other Vikings throw in. Beardencroft. Back heel. Beautiful pass to Emily Rice. In towards the middle, controlled by Galbraith. Put it too close to the Wildcat goalkeeper. Galbraith has now conceded a couple on 3 shots on goal against her in her GNAC debut. Ball played through the middle. Wales' first action of the afternoon, as she does perfectly. Collects it at the top of her area beyond the reach of Emily Darcy and redistributes. Suchi looking to spring Beardencroft. That is a perfect pass. Beardencroft cuts it back. Looking to switch it over to Wynn. Can't catch her in stride. Has Noel, the overlapping runner. That pass is behind her, intercepted by Madison. Madison looking to take it herself up towards midfield. Madison was fending off challenges from Ashley Wynn. That impacted the pass. Goes out. Emily Darcy was chasing after it. Wasn't going to get there, though. Throw in Western Washington. 18 minutes on the clock. Shots are 19-4. Domination from the hosts. You knew coming into this match, the 7-1 result in the reverse fixture and top of the table versus bottom of the table, that it might be one that got away from the Wildcats, and Vikings have delivered that. It's the most goals they've scored at home in 2024. Flicked on towards Wales, collects it once again. Long hold by Wales, now she boots it. Sky high towards midfield. Hard battle there by Jane Hamira. Too much tugging, gets the foul called against Brenna Hart. Of course, you look at the 4 goals by the Vikings, but right now they're in line for a 3rd consecutive shutout. Be their 8th of the year. Play it inside. It'll be a free kick. Going down was Beardencroft. This one's close enough to go direct. It's going to be Suchi and Wynn up to take the free kick. It's certainly a far distance, but at this angle, will not be surprised if they go direct and try to challenge the goalkeeper, Menji. It's going to be Suchi. Drives it just wide. That was a good effort by Abby Suchi. Looks like it took a deflection. It'll be out for a corner. Can't hit it much better than that. Just couldn't direct it on net. Audrey Holdridge and Ava Esslinger, a couple of freshmen coming on to replace a couple of seniors. Hallie Noel, 2 assists here on senior day. She'll get a big round of applause and win her 3rd goal of the campaign, which made it 3-0. They go to the bench, replaced by the next generation. Crossed in, dangerous ball, top of the box. Esslinger had a swing at it, but could only direct it straight up in the air. Thrown in by Esslinger, taken down by Beardencroft. Back to Esslinger. 15 minutes on the clock now. Vikings want to come out of here with a commanding win, and of course they want to keep this shutout. Always encounter assistant coach and legendary Vikings goalkeeper Jamie Arthurs after matches, and no matter what the score line is, if it's a shutout, that's the one thing she mentions. Arthurs, who is no strangers to shutout, has the Western Washington record for longest shutout streak in program history. She kept 10 straight, over 900 shutout minutes back in her playing days for the Vikings. Arthurs, who went on to play pro and now back as an assistant coach for the Vikings, has had the pleasure of coaching some great goalkeepers. Last year, Claire Henninger, and this year, Abigail Trengove, the #1 option, who's had a career season. Arguably one of the best seasons in the GNAC by any goalkeeper. That one deflects off the referee, Alexis Magston. She's just gonna bring it back for a drop kick, or yes, it will be a drop kick for Central Washington as she apologizes. As Myers challenged straight off the drop kick there and was beat by Jordan Bartho, who plays it into the far side. The shot goes to the other post, and it's beyond the run of Sammy Huber. Dangerous look for the Wildcats. They can't get a shot out of it. This time it's put out of the danger area by Asia Harden and cleared. As that header trickles back to Grace Wells, so danger is averted. You go back the last time the Vikings were able to score more than 3 goals here at Harrington Field, it was against these Wildcats back in 2021. They won 6-0 in an early season GNAC fixture against their rivals. Suchi looking long at the pacey Audrey Holdridge. Doesn't have enough to keep that in touch, though. Vikes have enjoyed a lot of success against the Wildcats over the years. 8 straight wins, 26 straight unbeaten. And that streak is going to be extended here today. And of course, extend their overall win streak right now up to 6. That'll make it 10 games unbeaten, started just in time. As GNAC play started, they have not been defeated. Carr and Myers battling for it. Rice goes down. Foul was committed, but referee says play on. Wildcats racing ahead, putting some numbers forward here, trying to break up the shutout. Park. Saved by Wales. That'll be Grace Wales' first save of senior day. Not the most difficult of saves, but still well taken by the senior. It's going to be a whistle and a card issued here against Brenna Hart for a challenge in the build-up. First card of the match. Central Washington, not a team that commits a lot of fouls, not a team that gets a lot of yellow cards. Alexis Maxton putting her foot down, though. Booking Hart. Suchi drives it near wing to Micah Carr. Carr gets around the defender easily, driving in towards the box. On the deck into the middle, taken down by Beardencroft on a turn. As a shot curling wide right. Good run by Carr and almost from Beardencroft, who got the space to shoot it, just couldn't direct it goalwards. As 3 changes, it's going to be Morgan Monolili, Keisha Musket, and Elisa Harmer. Harmer, the junior out of Bellevue, Washington. That is her first appearance in regular season play in 2024. Good to see her out on the pitch, yet another member of that 2022 National Championship squad. As Maxon's going to ask for Benji to take this goal kick again. Muscat, who's made a few spot appearances this season coming off an injury, came in with 10 minutes left in the first half and does the same here in the second, as well as Minji Rauch. Same story. She'll come on to see this one out. Beardencroft, perhaps her last sub out here at Harrington Field. One of the names when you think of clutch Western Washington goal scorers over recent years, Sophie Beardencroft certainly comes to mind. Kirsten McGuffey has since come off the pitch. Wynn has gotten her curtain call. Trengov has come out. Myers off the pitch, replaced by Holdridge and Rauch. Noel has come off, so Carr and Wales are the only two remaining seniors on the pitch for Western Washington. This one's played ahead for Bartlow. Wildcats' leading goal scorer puts this one wide, and they're going to say it was off of a deflection. Asia Harden doing the defensive work alongside Suchi and Muscat. Rauch deflects it out. Shot was way off. Taken by Addie Sayer. No troubling Wales. 9.5 on the clock. Wales will take the goal kick. Awaiting the result of the Seattle Pacific St. Martin's game, which if I were a betting man, I would have to say Seattle Pacific should come out with a win in that one. The Vikings would maintain that 5-point cushion atop the GNAC table going into the last 2 weeks of the regular season, the last 4 games. And really, it may all come down to that November 7th date with Seattle Pacific at Interbase Stadium. Will certainly be a chance for the Vikings perhaps to clinch a regular season title in enemy territory. Vikings' next matchup after this will also not be an easy one against a playoff-bound, or at least probably playoff-bound Western Oregon side who just drew with Seattle Pacific at Interbase Stadium on Thursday, helping out the Vikings immensely. That one took a deflection off the hand of a Viking defender, so it will be a free kick Central Washington. Flicked into the middle. Wales does just enough, gets there in time. Harden, it's deflected and cleared off the line by Keisha Muscat. A second shot comes in, it's wide. Vikings keep the Wildcats off the score sheet. Best chance they've had today. Muscat has only played about 15 minutes in this match, but she saves a goal there. It's a perfectly executed free kick routine. They found the head of Addie Sayer, who flicked it in. And Wales got there in just enough time to disrupt the secondary shot. Holdridge and Rauch trying to hold up Sydney Madison. They do force her back to the center back, and that pass is intercepted by Rauch. Monolili also stepping in, but calmed by Annalise Bowman. Still Wildcat ball. Chested down by Casey Park. Good first touch from her. Tries to play it inside. Muscat cuts it out. Esslinger up towards Holdridge and Rauch. Holdridge calling for the return ball. One thing you can say about Audrey Holdridge in her freshman campaign is she's proved herself to be one of the paciest players in this conference. There's been a few occasions where a through ball has been played and it seemed that it's beyond anyone's reach, and she has just raced up to give the center back something to work against. Just a player with a very high work rate. Come to calling her the Energizer Bunny. She just never seems to stop moving, stop running. She earned her first collegiate goal against Central Washington. Still 6 minutes for the Vikings to find another tally in this. Morgan Monolilly back towards Captain Harden. And now Harmer. Harmer looking the long ball ahead to Rouch. She's a step offside. Assistance flag is up on the far side. Menji is going to step all the way up to take this one. Wildcats, something they are not familiar with too much of this year, is sending players up the pitch. This is a defensive-minded squad. But right now, 4 times 5 players committed to the attack. Has put pressure on the Vikings net, forcing a goal line clearance out of Musket. Musket there heads it down for Harden. Back to Wales. Good connection on that clearance. Well out of danger. Rouch towards Holdridge. Bobbled first touch, but she stays with it. Carr's making the run. Holdridge didn't get the pass off in time, but she's off on a run of her own. Down towards the corner. Option inside. Going down is Jane Hamira. Clear foul. No argument from Jordan Volstad. Vikings will look to Abby Suchi to deliver one into the box. Morgan Monolilly also stepping up. It's going to be a 2-player wall directed by Leighton Menji. A lot of the Vikings' taller players are not on the pitch right now. Main target in there is probably going to be Keisha Musket. Suchi, perfect delivery, and it finds Minji Rouch at the far post before she could really react to it. Just goes off of her. That's exactly where you want to put that free kick. It's in between the back line and the goalkeeper. Benji had to watch it go by, and Rouch was just too close to that end line to put it on net. Monolilly. Carr looked to get shoved right there by Addie Sayer. It was a two-way tackle between Sayer and Carr ended up getting the call. Sayer was the one who ended up down on the turf. Central Washington not happy with it, but it is a Vikings free kick. Once again, it's Suchi on taking duties here, and Monolilly the short option. It does go to Monolilly. Monolilly looking to take it in herself. Ball goes towards open space. Menji collects, goal kick. Vikings are 3 minutes away from what would be their first 3-game shutout streak of 2024. Getting hot at the right times. That was the name of the game back in 2022 when the Vikings just seemed unbeatable down the stretch. Carried that into the NCAA tournament, clinched a West region here at Harrington, as well as winning a national quarterfinal here at Harrington. 2 of the most exciting games I've had the pleasure of calling. Musket up to Monolilly, intercepted, taken away by Darcy. Vikings have converted on 4 of their 6 shots on goal. Any game where you can score on over half your shots on goal, you've got a great chance of winning. Doesn't hurt that they've only conceded 4 shots on goal, only a couple of those really threatening their net. Assistant's flag is up, but the head referee still hasn't seen it. Now she does whistle for offside. It was Rouch who came back from an offside position to collect that ball. Harmer fighting for it with Addie Sayer, and Harmer commits the foul on Sayer. We're ticking down to close to a minute. This might be the last chance for Central Washington to put one on the board. Vikings desperately want to keep this shutout streak alive. They'll put everyone back in defense. They're up 4-0, but they can defend this like they're up 1-0. Into the middle, Harden got there first. Carr's going to clear the lines. Up to Monolili. Deflected back. And it's going to run out of bounds. Vikings goal kick. Wales will be in no hurry to take it. Suchi. Shoved to the ground. No call from the referee. 15 seconds left. Last chance of the game for CWU. Driving to the box. Far post. Cleared away. Top of the box. Shot comes in. Deflected. Headed away by Hamira. 5 seconds left. Crowd counting it down as that is the perfect end to what has been a perfect GNAC schedule so far for Western Washington at home. They remain undefeated against conference opponents as they extend their lead atop the GNAC up to 8 points. They are 8-0-2. They win their 5th consecutive game as they keep their 3rd consecutive shutout. They're 10 games unbeaten. Goals from Kirsten McGuffey, Claire Potter, Ashley Wynn, and Olivia Connell are the difference. A combined shutout by Abigail Trengove and Grace Wales, as well as a couple of assists from senior Hallie Noel. Everything went right today for Western Washington as they pick up yet another big win against their rivals, Central Washington. They will now finish their season with a 4-game road trip. They go on the road in Monmouth to take on Western Oregon. Then they'll play St. Martin's in Seattle against Seattle Pacific and finish their regular season against Montana State Billings. And with that win, Western Washington has clinched their spot in the GNAC tournament with time to spare. They will be playing in Seattle November 14th to 16th. We hope you can make the trip down there to support the Vikings as they look to reclaim the GNAC crown. I've been Adam Race, your voice of Vikings soccer. This is my senior day as well for women's soccer. This is the last game that I will be calling for this team, which has given me some of my favorite moments calling all of Western athletics, rushing the field in 2022 at Inter Bay after winning the national championship, winning the national quarterfinal right here at home. Just so many moments I could look at, and I'm so thankful for every single one of them to the Western Washington women's soccer family, the parents, the fans, the friends of the players. You guys have all been so kind to me, and I cannot thank you enough for that. It has been an honor. It has been a pleasure, and no matter what I end up doing, I'm always going to be a Viking. So thank you very much to all who have tuned in and listened at home or here at Harrington Field. Final score here on Senior Day, Vikings 4, Wildcats 0. Thank you as always. Good afternoon, and Sko Vikes.